All right, what's up? We are live. What we're doing today is we're going to meal prep. All right. So this meal prep is going to be a lot of food. All right. But the whole point of this is so I can show you how easy and fast it is to meal prep if you just take some time out of your day to do it. Now, usually when I'm doing meal preps, sometimes I do it in the middle of the week, but most of the time I usually do it on the weekend. Okay. But this weekend I was busy filming. All right. And then I don't even know what I did Sunday, but I think I went, oh yeah, I was working out, went on a bike ride and stuff like that, and then worked out with some of my clients. But that's pretty much it. And then I was just too tired to meal prep. And this happens to a lot of people. Like, I think y'all can relate. Sometimes you're so tired of the work week when it comes down to meal prepping, you're like, man, I don't feel like doing it. And then you just never get to it. But the difference is that what I usually try to do is always try to make it up, because the last thing I want to do is revert into just eating out all the time. You know what I mean? Because I could eat out and stuff like that if I wanted to. But the only problem when I try to eat out all the time and make that like my primary meal, I end up just putting on weight, because there's a lot of things that's not accounted for when you eat out. And it's like a lot of the extra oils, salts, a little bit of extra calories, and that starts to add up over time. You know what I mean? So what we're going to do in today's meal prep, we're doing a lot of different meals. First, I have to make some breakfast. Okay. Then after that, after the breakfast, we're going to do some juicing. That's what I'm doing right now. So if you see right here in the bottom, I'm actually washing the beets and the carrots that I've soaked in water and a vegetable cleaning solution. Okay. And I'm just making, and then we got some apples in here, some lemons, pineapples, and watermelon. And we're going to make about like two different types of juices. We're going to make one for like a pre-workout. So that one's going to be like watermelon with some lemon, a little bit of pineapple, and beets. Okay. Just so it can sweeten up. We want a little bit of pineapple because it's going to make the watermelon taste more sweet. But then with the beets and the watermelon together, these two fruits or fruit vegetable, like these things are going to be very hydrating. It's going to help with citrulline, blood vessel dilation, more blood. Also, and when you do that, it's a really good pre-workout. So we're going to do a whole watermelon. We might, and I get the baby one, because with the baby watermelon, I mean, when you're juicing, you can extract so much juice out of it. So that's why I don't really mess with the big ones, because they're just like, it's just way too much juice. I messed with the big one before, and I had so much watermelon left. I didn't even juice it all. I just had some there just for eating. I just cut some up for eating. And then another juice is going to be with the ginger, apple, pineapple, and carrots. Okay, that's going to be the second juice that we're going to do. Now after that, we're going to go into making some beans and then also some sweet potatoes. Now, I already know if you're watching, you're probably like, oh, this is going to be a long video. I doubt it. I think it might only take an hour to do. Okay. That's what I'm estimating. I think the longest thing that we'll probably won't really get to, depending how I organize all of this, is the sweet potato, because the sweet potato does take a little bit of time. It takes about like 40 minutes to warm up, but we're gonna prep the sweet potatoes when we're actually juicing. Okay. So I see some people saying hello, hey, what's up? Nice meeting you. And if y'all have questions and stuff throughout this, y'all could definitely let me know. But yeah, we're going to just be meal prepping here. We got some beans, sweet potatoes, my breakfast that I usually have. That's high in protein since I already finished working out. And then some juicing, because I'm not a big fan of buying juice. I only buy it when I'm out of juice and I need to prep some more. But when you make your own juice, I'm telling you, like you're going to save so much more money. Okay, you save a lot of money in the end. So right now we finished washing the fruits. So we're going to just let this drain out. And always let people know, like when I put these fruits in the sink and stuff, I wash the deep sink first, with soap and water. I scrub everything, and then I go ahead and throw everything in there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we lost a carrot. All right, got a little bit of the carrot fell inside the food disposer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and just rinse this off now. Okay. And when you're buying your fruits and stuff, make sure you buy things if you're going to prep soon, make sure you get ripe. So the watermelon was ripe. One of the ways is hitting it. And if you hear like a very hollow sound, that means ready to go. The pineapple, if it turns like this color, like more of an orange color, that means it's really ripe. Okay. Because that's going to make it sweeter. And I'm a big fan of cold pressed juices because, like I said before, I mentioned this before in previous videos. When you do cold presses, especially when you're cycling, you exercise a lot, it's a great way to get a lot of sugar into your body, but also a lot of nutrients as well. And I don't like strain it too many times. I don't even strain it at all. I just do the normal strain that the cold pressed juice does, because I want some fiber in there, because the fiber is going to really help with a lot of pre and probiotics for your gut. Okay. Now, what I use for a juicer is the Humron. All right. This is a really good juicer. You can find them on Instagram at Humron USA. Okay. And it's a slow cold press juicer. It's very easy to clean, very easy to maintain. Okay. And it makes the juices like literally industrial grade. Okay. So that's all it takes to set it up, as you can see. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start chopping our fruits, prepping it, and getting ready to go. So the first thing we're going to focus on is we're going to go ahead and start prepping the pre-workout. Okay. So like I mentioned, we're going to use the watermelon. We're going to use some lemon. Maybe just one lemon for this one. One lemon, a little bit of pineapples, and beets. All right, so we got the pineapple, we got a little bit of lemon, watermelon, beets, and then and I think I'm just trying to think of the sweetness. I don't know if we should add a little bit of apples. I think it's good with just that, like with some lemon, pineapple, and beets. Okay, I think we're good with that. So let's go ahead and start chopping. All right, so we're going to go ahead and sharpen our knife, because we're going to be doing a lot of chopping today. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and chop this watermelon. Let me see if I can do the one slice chop. All right, 1, 2, 3. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. Now you know this is a very sharp knife. Let's do that again. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and chop this in pieces. And let me get a bowl too. Hold on. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start chopping this up. Now, when I'm chopping this, I don't want to take too much of the white part of the watermelon. I keep a little bit on because a lot of the citrulline is right there. Okay. Some people, they actually like they'll actually what I'm trying to say, they'll juice it with the skin. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that like on video and stuff, when people talk about it and they're like, oh yeah, all the citrulline's there, I just cold press the whole thing. What they're not telling you is when you actually do it, it's not going to taste as good, because you have to remember watermelon is mostly water. It's like 92% water, you know what I mean? And the sugar is all in the meat of the watermelon, which is like the red part. So what happens is if you start juicing everything, especially with the skin and everything, like, yeah, you'll get some extra citrulline, but the problem, your juice is not going to taste as good. Okay. So that's why I always I try to keep a little bit on, but I take most of the skin off. Okay. Because watermelon, when you're juicing watermelon, it's going to be like extremely watery. All right. That's just how it is. And a good thing with this watermelon, it's very sweet. All right. And one way to figure out if it's sweet, like I mentioned before, you want to tap it. If you hear like a little bit of a hollow sound, that means it's pretty ripe. And when you buy from the grocery store, keep it out for a few days as well. That's going to help. And then also look at the skin. The watermelon thing is very funny. If you want to make sure you're getting a sweet watermelon, I always say this: the crazier it looks, like if it doesn't look like you don't want to, if the watermelon doesn't look like jacked up, like has scratches everywhere, and it has like almost like a, what's it called, like let me see if I could find it. See, so like here you can see like there's a lot of scratches here. So if you see like that, and then you also see like part of it is like, I already threw it away, but part of the watermelon turns like a white spot there. Those are the ones that's pretty sweet. Okay. You don't want to get like a perfectly green looking watermelon. Okay. Those are the ones that don't taste as ripe and good. Okay. So always look for like imperfections in watermelon. Okay. That's the best way I could explain it. Look for the imperfections. Yeah. And there's a little bit of seeds in the watermelon. That's totally fine. It's not going to hurt you. But if you have a lot of seeds in it, then you want to kind of remove some of that out. Okay. It's okay if there's a little, but make sure you try to get as much out as best as you can. We're almost done chopping. It's like one of my favorite parts of juicing watermelon is like just eating some of the pieces. I feel like a little kid when you're making like cake, you know what I mean? You always like eat the batter. we're going to have a lot of watermelon. See, like if you see this bowl right now, it's already full. See, it's one of the reasons why I get the baby watermelon. All right. So we're pretty much done with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start juicing everything. So just going to throw this away. So if you see right now, like we have a full bowl of watermelon. That's a baby watermelon, right? So we're going to go ahead and start juicing this right now, so we can go ahead and have some watermelon juice. Again, great pre-workout. Watermelon has tons of citrulline in it, so it helps with blood dilation. It helps with dilation of the blood vessels, so it puts more blood into the muscle. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start this. All right, so it looks like it's going. Yeah, it looks like it's going. So let's go ahead and start getting ready for the lemon. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and start prepping this pineapple. And if y'all have any questions, definitely let me know. I'll be happy to answer while I'm prepping all this. All right. All right, so I think we're having an issue with the juicer. So this happens from time to time. Usually, all right, let's see. There you go. Sometimes with the juicer, like it doesn't push out like this. It's supposed to push out this part, which is like the meat. But now it's working. All right, so we got it going. So let's go ahead and add some more watermelon in there. And we got the lemon. We're going to add a little bit of pineapple in there. We're going to save some because, again, we're going to use the remaining for the carrot. Okay. Add some beets. And again, beets is a great pre-workout. It has a lot of I think it's called it's like glutamic acid, which helps with a nitric oxide. So it's a great pre-workout, natural pre-workout. So that's the whole point of this juice. And what we're going to do is we're going to empty this out and then add the juice in the bowl so we have something to hold it in. And for this watermelon juice, we're just making this a juice. That's it. Do you take vitamin D and K2? Yeah, I take vitamin D. I do take the supplement. Yes, I do. But like you could get a lot of vitamin D just from the sun, you know what I'm saying? But it's always good to supplement it. It is a good it's a good if you're trying to have like high testosterone naturally, it's good to incorporate the supplements in there, and then just get your blood work done just to make sure you're not overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? Too much of anything is bad for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add the remaining of this. And again, like I said, this is going to be just a juice. We're not going to make shots because when it comes to watermelon and, like you're going to get more benefits from a juice if it's a pre-workout than a shot. Shots are good for like the next one I'm going to make, which is like the pineapple carrots with the ginger. That's going to be more better for shots, but not really for like a juice. Okay. And the other one that I do make is good for juice. Like the second juice I make is good for both. It's like you could do shots or juice, but this one's mostly good for juice. Okay, if you're working out, you want the extra sugars, you want the amino acids, you want to get the full benefits, not just like a little bit. And what we can do with this, we can also add a little bit of sea moss. So I'll do that as well. So for the sea moss, I like using the tinctures. Okay, this one's by True Sea Moss. So the True Sea Moss, and when you use the tinctures, it has up to about 92 to 102 different types of minerals. Okay, so I like adding that into it. Maybe about like 4. All right, just a soup, like make this like a supercharging juice. And I could use like regular sea moss, but sometimes when you use regular sea moss, like it gets very chunky and stuff like that. With the tinctures, it's concentrated, so you don't have to worry about all of that stuff. All right, so we're done with the juice. All right, and then the reason I throw it into a bowl like this is since we added, it was a lot of fruit that we used. Okay, and I'm throwing different things at different times. So we want to go ahead and put it all in a bowl so it can actually, we can stir it up and blend it all together. All right. So everything's even. And then we're going to just throw this in a mason jar. So, but before we do, we want to make sure it actually tastes good, because if it doesn't, then we can always fix it with like a little bit of extra juice, extra fruits, like fruits that's like sweet. It's really good. All right. I think it's perfect actually for watermelon. For watermelon, it's very perfect. It's not super sweet, but it's sweet enough, and it's almost like it tastes really good. Like you can tell it's very healthy. So we're going to go ahead and prep this in jars. So let's go ahead and get a couple mason jars out. I think this be for good like 2 or 3 mason jars. So let me take y'all here to the sink, because the bowl that I usually use to pour the juice in, we're soaking the beans in it right now, so we can't use it. So using this is going to be a little tricky. So what I'm going to do is use this bowl, rinse it off real quick. We're going to use this and then like actually put it into the mason jars. All right. So we're using the sink so it doesn't get super messy. Just like that. All right. And we got our first mason jar ready to go. Oh, shit. Let's start off with jar number 2. this one's ready to go. We got 2 mason jars of some natural pre-workout. And then let's do the last jar. The last one might be just halfway. Let's see how much we get from this. A little bit more than half, but it's good enough. All right. And to be honest with you, I'm going to go ahead and have some now. Because to be honest with y'all, the best time to have juice is once you finish actually juicing it. So I want to get a little bit of benefits of that. Cheers. Tastes amazing. Tastes super good. All right. So let's go ahead and start off with the next juice. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fridge, but the next juice is going to be ginger, carrots, and apples. All right. And pineapple. All right. All right, so since we already have the pineapple chopped up, we could go ahead and start juicing that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start throwing that in the juicer. Get our bowl. Oh, I forgot. One thing you want to do, we actually want to just clean it. Just rinse off the bottom part, really. Because the thing is beets is it has such a strong color. It'll change the color of the juice. I mean, it's not going to hurt. You know what I mean? Like if it's your own juice, it's not going to hurt. The color is not going to hurt. I mean, eventually it'll turn back because the primary color for this juice is going to be orange. You know what I'm saying? But because we already juiced some beets, that color will turn that orange into like a dark red. And until like a few juicing, until like a few, you know, it has to kind of like go through the filter and all that stuff. So it's going to change the color. So aesthetically, it's not going to look good. You know what I'm saying? But if you're someone who's going for aesthetics, yeah, you want to go ahead and rinse this out. If you don't care about it, I mean, it's your own juice. Like if I wasn't doing it for video and whatever, I would just keep blending it. Like it's not a big deal for me. But for aesthetic reasons, let's go ahead and rinse this out. All right. All right, that's it. Simple. All right. So let's go ahead and start juicing again. So it's a beet juice. Let's see. So most of the homies drink beet juice in the X chain. Drink a liter of cold pressed juice before they go there and skateboarding. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a great natural pre-workout. And imagine if you did that with like watermelon and stuff like that as well. Like I told you, like with the watermelon, it's a natural hydrator. You know what I'm saying? So And if I wanted to even make this better, you could add a little bit of salt. Do a little bit, like you could sprinkle a little bit of real salt in here, and that make it more like a natural Gatorade. All right, so let's go ahead, start juicing. Let's just make sure. Yeah, all right. So it's going. All right, it's going well. All right. Yep, we're good. All right. So while that's going, let's get the carrots and the ginger. All right, so we're going to even throw a little bit of lemon in there as well. All right. Let me see. I don't think y'all can see what I'm doing. All right. So I'm just chopping up a little bit of lemon. We're going to use. I had this lemon for a while, so I just want to get rid of it. That's the only reason I'm using it today. But lemon is good for you. It's a natural detoxifier as well. So it's always good to have a little bit of lemon in your juicing. You just don't want to use too much, because since it does have a sour taste, it will like make a juice taste really bad. Okay. But having just a little bit in there is not going to be a problem. All right. Almost done. And if you've been following me for a while, you already know when it comes to ginger, ginger is literally one of my favorites things to add into juicing, because ginger gives you like natural energy. It's an antifungal, it's an anti-inflammatory. So it has tons of benefits. Okay. And carrots are super good for you, especially during the summertime, because carrots has a lot of beta carotene in it. So it's good for your skin, good for eye health, especially if you want like a nice tan, it gives you that natural orange glow. Like you're going to be looking like Trump. You know what I mean? I always make that joke. All right, so let's go ahead. But see what I mean? Like, this is how you want your juice to look like. That nice orange color. Let me rinse out this bowl again. And then let's go ahead and clean this up. First, they make the decision to change, but how do we get them here? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Get them to change? What do you mean? Oh, the Trump joke. Yeah, man. Y'all want to look like Trump? Eat your carrots. But it's true. Like if you you don't want it like if you ate like a tons of carrots. This is actually true. If you eat like a lot, like you have to eat so much of it. But if you ate a shitload of carrots every single day as your primary like vegetable or juice, your skin will turn orange. You know what I'm saying? But if you just do a good amount, it gives you like that perfect glow. Like it gives you like that perfect tint that you're looking for. A lot of people want to go to the store and buy like tans and stuff like that to make their skin look orange, you know, and it looks so fake, you know what I mean? But if you just do this, like it's going to be perfect. Oh shit. Hold on. That's getting filled up. Now, a little secret about juicing and doing shots and stuff like that. When you buy juice shots is juices. That's it. There's nothing. It's one of the biggest secrets in the juice world that when people make shots, it's juice. Okay, it's juice. The only thing they're doing. And what you'll realize is that they're just adding ginger. They add a lot of ginger in there to make it feel like it's powerful and strong. Like, yeah, ginger's good, but like that's what gives it that illusion of a shot. You know what I mean? And the reality is like, and the reason people feel like shots are so much better and this and that is just because you have to kind of think like alcohol. Like when you're doing alcohol, it gives you that burning sensation, right? So with that burning sensation, oh shit, it's getting too full. Hold on, making a big old mess. When it comes to that burning sensation, right? When you drink alcohol, that's what makes us think like, oh yeah, it's strong. Like we're getting some juice. So in the juice world, it's literally the same, you know. Using ginger than alcohol, obviously, to give it that burning sensation, making it feel like, oh yeah, it's so strong, like it's good. But there's no difference between the juice. It's just the bottle they're throwing it into. That's a little secret. And looking at the time, it looks like I won't be able to do everything that I want to do. And I don't think I'm going to have any breakfast today. I don't know. We'll see. So we're already kind of running out of time. I was hoping I'll be able to go through all this pretty fast, but you know, it is what it is. I can always come back live again and cook the rest because I have a call at 11, so I do have to log off pretty soon. Now, when it comes to apples is going to be like a natural sugar when it comes to making juice. Apples are very healthy, very high in antioxidants. Also, as well, with the seeds, I usually don't juice with the seeds. Now, some of it get in there. I don't care really, but apple seeds does have cyanide in it, so it's not good for you. But you have to eat and drink so much of it for it to be bad. Okay. What I want to do in one of my juice videos is just make like some natural juice that's like apple juice, orange juice, just like single juices. I think that'll be pretty good too. It's just that when you have a juicer, you kind of want to do so many different things and juice so many different types of fruits and stuff, if that makes sense. All right. And again, if you have questions, let me know. So we're almost done, really. Once we're finished with this, we just have to add it into some juice shots bottles, and then we'll probably even make some juice too. All right, let's go ahead and start cleaning up. All right, we're almost done with everything. Yeah, forget when I'm on live, I don't take account of like storing and bottling everything. Never take account of that. All right, so this is good. So there's no more juice left. This one, we're not going to add the sea moss. We're going to keep it as it is. I don't like adding sea moss and everything. I used to take from the jar all the time. So let's go ahead and try it out. All right, so we're going to use a different spoon. Let's mix this up. All right, let's try it. It's fire. Really good. All right, so let's go ahead and start cleaning up just a tad bit because I want to be doing more cooking. but we just want to clean some stuff up because it's just like a big old mess right now. Yeah, let me just clean this really quick, and then we'll go ahead and start prepping everything. All right. Let me see. I can do this. All right. All right, let's do the same thing we did with the other juice, but we're going to go ahead and make some shots. All right. Now, when it comes to the shots and everything like that, I usually make a shitload of that, but then I also make a few that's going to be some juice. And the cool thing is that when you do the shots, if you like, what we do is sometimes we buy, so we could store. We actually just keep some of it. We actually have some like custom ones here. We have a bunch of them because my girlfriend and I, we do a lot of shots in the mornings and stuff like that. Especially my girlfriend, she loves juice shots in the morning. So I usually try to make it so she doesn't have to go out and buy any, and we have something that's better. Again, when you make your own, I'm telling you, it's going to taste so much better. You're going to taste the difference when it comes to the quality. Okay, you can add as much fruit in there, and you'll save so much more money when you do your own versus just buying from the store or going to like your local juice shop. You know, you're gonna save so much. And then also at the same time, when it comes down to this, at the same time when it comes down to all of this, is that you could add as much juice that you want. You know what I'm saying? Or fruits. That's what I meant. Like you can add as much fruits, vegetables that you want, versus like in a cold press store, like they have it all measured out. So because you have to remember, it's a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, they're there for health, but it's also a business as well. And so they're going to make sure that they're only using enough so they can actually make a profit, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of juice places I've been to don't really make it like super concentrated like I do my own. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare if you find a juice place that's going to make some juices like you make it from home. I'm telling you, it's very rare. It's very hard to find. You know what I mean? It's very hard. And to be honest with you, the more commercialized the juice shops are, you're going to realize the less fruits and vegetables they actually put into the juice. And you won't know this until you do your own. I'm telling you, you won't know this because I used to go to juice shops all the time, buy a bunch of juicing, especially if I got sick or whatever. I would buy like a whole flu kit and all this shit. And I thought like, yeah, this tastes amazing, but you don't know anything better if you never actually did it on your own. You know what I'm saying? If you've never been exposed to something like better, you always want to think that tastes great. Even at Whole Foods, like Whole Foods is great, but it's not that good compared to like making it from home. You know what I'm saying? It's not. There's zero comparison. So that's why I started just juicing my own stuff, because it's just like I said, I'll buy things if I ran out for conveniency and I just want some juice, but I'm not literally going out and spending like $10, $8 to $10 on a bottle of juice, man. I'm telling you, literally wasting your money. And when you buy it from the stores as well, they pasteurize it. So when they pasteurize the juice, it takes out it kills all the enzymes. And the reason they do it, because they don't want the juice to get contaminated too fast. So they want more shelf life on the juice. But that's the problem. It's like when you make your own, then you'll have to focus on that. I would say these juices will last good for a week. If you have a lot left over, then you could always like put in a plastic bottle and freeze them. Okay, that's one way to preserve them. Preserve the juice. But we usually go through the juices pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? All of this will last us a week and a half. You know, tops. So we'll be pounding these things. Let me just take this one. But if y'all have any questions, definitely let me know, because once I finish filling up these bottles, I definitely have to, we won't be able to do any more. I think I might have to come on later today to do the remaining meal preps, because the juice just took way too long. And I'm still not done with this, because I have to wash the juicer. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, y'all can't see what I'm doing really, but what I'm doing is I'm actually prepping juice. We have a lot of juice shots that I'm filling up. We just finished making some juice. This is like batch number 2, because we did this one's just like your normal day juice shot. This is good for like detoxification, good for your skin, for tanning, good for your immune system. And then the other one that we made is for pre-workouts, a natural like Gatorade. Okay, so they're trying to work out, get some blood in your system. That was the first batch that we made. All right. I think what I'm going to do is just make a few more of these shots, and then we're going to put the rest in a mason jar. Because here's the thing, when you have a good amount of shots, like you could always use it as juice too. You know, like I said, there's no real difference between the juice and the shots, just the size it's in. All right, we're going to do one more and then throw the remaining inside a mason jar, and then we're good to go. All right, so that's all the shots we're going to do. So let's go ahead and throw the remaining in the jar. just don't, if you're going to store anything, just don't store your juice in glass jars. Okay. Do not do that. I did that mistake one time. The glass will shatter on you. Okay. Because the juice is going to expand and then it's going to crack the jar. So that's one thing. Do not store juices in glass and then throw it in the freezer. Only do that. Only use plastic bottles if you're going to store your juice in the freezer. All right. That's the only time you want to use plastic. But if you're just putting it in the fridge and you're going to finish the juice within that week and a half, like I mentioned, then it's fine. Okay. Like that's going to be totally fine. Now, for some people, that week might be a little different because depending, I'm going to be honest with you, it's really going to depend on the temperature you keep your refrigerator at. My refrigerator is pretty cold, so we keep it at a very cold level. So that's why the juices stay a little bit longer. And to get the most freshness out of the juice is going to be within the first 72 hours, okay, which is like 3 days. Because after a while, you start tasting the ginger. The ginger, this is the only bad thing about it is like after a while, the ginger starts to have like a stouter taste, okay? So that's the only problem. That's why you don't want to, you kind of want to have like a time frame of how fast you go through the juices, you know, or just make a small batch. Don't make a big batch because you're going to end up, a lot of juices are going to go bad and then you're not going to be able to do that. All right. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, so we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away and then like kind of show y'all how it looks, okay? With all the juice in the fridge. All right. All right, so let me show y'all. So if we check all of this right here, this is all the juice we made. So that's a lot of juice. We got a mason jar, about 3/4 of the carrot, apples, pineapple, and ginger in here. And then we got all these shots. We made about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We made over 23 juice shots, okay? And then we have the juices with the watermelon, okay? That's the watermelon with the pineapple and watermelon, pineapple, and what else? Lemon and something else we put in there. I totally forgot already. And then this is like more of the juice shots here. So this is the one that's store bought. You know what I'm saying? That's the store bought one. But this is, see, again, we reuse some of it and we can put our own stuff in there. But with that said, I do have to let y'all go. What I'll do is I'll come back on a little bit later today and cook the beans and the sweet potatoes. I thought I could do it all in an hour, but obviously I couldn't. And I do have another call right now. I have a call coming up in a few minutes. So once I'm done with that, I'll be back on in a few hours and then go ahead and show y'all the rest of my meal prep when it comes down to this. All right. Hope y'all learned some stuff. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.